Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Women's Equality Day 2021. Yay! Be sure you get a cookie or something before you sit down if you like. I'm going to sing with you first if you have your lyrics, and then somebody that really knows how to sing is going to sing. So I think we'll have a nice little program here. I'm Pat Scieszinski. I'm the current chair of the League of Women Voters of Door County. Yay! We are 80-some strong this year. Today, we are celebrating Women's Equality Day and remembering the many women suffragists whose strong shoulders we stand on to bring us where we are today. It took 70 years, I don't know if you know this, but it took 70 years to pass and ratify the 19th Amendment. We honor those women who started the process, but who they themselves did not live to see it completed and be able to cast their own vote. 101 years ago, on August 18th, the 19th Amendment was ratified by Tennessee, the 38th state needed to make the amendment part of the Constitution. On August 26th, Women's Equality Day, the amendment was certified and adopted as the law of the land. Yay! In 1920, on August 26, 1920, suffragists held car parades and church bells rang at noon that day across the whole country. To honor that, let's together read the 19th Amendment, which is on your sheet. Here we go. The right of citizens of the United States, say it with me, to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Today, the League, we also want to spotlight the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, not yet part of our Constitution. Did you know that the first version of the ERA was introduced by Alice Paul of the National Women's Party in 1923? The League of Women Voters still fully supports passage of the ERA and will continue to work to guarantee true equality for women in all spheres of life. When we get discouraged by things like unequal pay for women, we remember it did take 70 years to gain our right to vote. So we will not quit advocating for the Equal Rights Amendment no matter how long it takes. Also on that sheet just below is the proposed Equal Rights Amendment, and let's all say that together. Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Now, I just want to take a minute to tell you a little bit about the League of Women Voters. It was started in 1920 by Carrie Chapman Catt for the purpose of educating women as new voters. Today, the League is still educating women and men about voting and public policy issues. We are a nonpartisan political organization in that we do not support or oppose candidates or political parties, candidates for public office. We believe that people should play a critical role in democracy, and we work to inform, educate, and engage our citizens, and to protect our right to vote. Currently, the League is also aligned with the Fair Maps Coalition, both here in Wisconsin and nationwide in other states, whose citizens are fighting to end gerrymandering. I invite you, when we're done here, to take a look at the tables for more information and ask you to sign a new petition we have on the table there for Fair Maps, which will be eventually presented to the legislature and the governor. The tables also have some freebies to take, so please feel free. There's some hand sanitizers, there's some reusable grocery bags with the League logo on it. Glad to have you take them. There's a few bumper stickers, not too many of those left. For $5, you may purchase your own copy of the League Guide to Public Policy Positions. It's a very interesting read, and that just covers the cost of the printing if you want that. And oh, did I say cookies? We got cookies. In fact, we have a lot of cookies, so please take some, and take some home if you like. Now, I think we should sing. We're a rally here, we should sing, right? So if you turn your papers over, I found a couple of songs. These are courtesy of the Raging Grannies of Madison. Are any of you familiar with the Raging Grannies? They're the best, aren't they? So they've written several songs, or many songs, for different occasions. And I found a couple that I thought fit in today. One, as we acknowledge Susan B. Anthony. So the first one is To the Tune of When Johnny Comes Marching Home Again. You know that song, right? Okay. So please sing loud enough to try to drown me out a little bit. I don't promise to be the singer that Katie is. Anyway. Thanks, Susan B. Anthony. There was a time not long ago, it's sad but true. Women were kept from voting booths, their rights were few. Women were governed by men in their lives, gave up their property to become wives, until some stood up, 'cause change was overdue. In 1872, hooray, hooray, Susan B. knew what to do, hooray, hooray. She marched down Main Street in Rochester, marked a ballot and caused a stir. And we all thank Susan for being so brave that day. The struggle went on for many a year for me and you. Women had to persevere, but they came through. Ida B. Wells, Matilda Gage, Elizabeth Stanton, how they did rage. And we all thank them for working for me and you. It's many a year that Susan B.'s been dead and gone, but all of us who treasure justice must fight on for the sake of all who are underserved, 'cause freedom's a right that we all deserve. So we'll work and rage and pass her torch along. We'll work and rage and pass her torch along. Wow. All right. Thank you, Susan B. Anthony. We have our very own Susan B. Anthony. Thank you. Thank you. I only grabbed this other song because it talks about the League of Women Voters, so we had to do that, right? All right. It's to the tune of Clap Your Hands. I can't clap, but you can, because I'm hands are full. All right, here we go. If you can't be bothered voting, think again. If you can't be bothered voting, think again. If you can't be bothered voting, keep in mind, and it's worth noting, that the ones who got us in this mess might win. Oh, democracy's a nuisance, you might say, but we would not prefer another way. Yes, we would always choose it. We use it or we lose it. So vote and you will always have a say. If you can't be bothered voting, don't complain. You must remember voting's not a game. Politicians are not saints. Sometimes honest folks, they ain't. If your legislator's lousy, who's to blame? If you can't be bothered sorting who is who, the League of Women Voters will help you. Check their candidates' answer sheet. Information so complete, it will surely help you choose just what to do. If you can't be bothered voting, think again. If you can't be bothered voting, think again. If you can't be bothered voting, keep in mind that it's worth noting that the ones who got us in this mess might win. All right. You gotta vote. Thank you. You all did really well. Made your voices heard.
Yes.
For somebody somebody that really doesn't sing. All right. You're on, Katie. It's my honor and distinct pleasure. But before that, come on up. There's one other thing that I didn't write on my paper that I forgot. There was a prize for the person, or for the car, judged by Ernest, who was certainly Ernest, as we all went by. The prize is on the table over there, and it is a puzzle of all the suffragists, which is kind of cool. And it was won by, wouldn't you know, the very first car. I think Susan B. Anthony and Katie Stanton, they locked the deal. So Heidi Lang won our prize. Thanks, Heidi. Wasn't that parade fun? It was great. How often do you get to break through stop signs? Okay. So, once again, it's my honor and distinct pleasure to introduce York County's own renowned musician, Katie Dahl, who will sing and play a few tunes for us in honor of the day.
That's right. Thank you. And what a great day it is. I was trying to think about what would be most appropriate to sing, and I do have a specifically women's suffrage song, but I thought since that was the most on topic, we'll save it for last to really wow you with that one. I'm going to sing this song that I wrote about well, it's really about restaurants, but it's really about creating the kind of community that you want, which to me is the whole point, right, of the League of Women Voters and of democracy, as to sort of engage to the maximum to shape, to be part of shaping what is important to us, right? So this is about being part of the community that you value, in community with friends, whether in your cars in a parade or at a table, in a safe eating situation. Hard to come by these days. So anyway, here this is called Hometown Tables, and you can sing along if you know it. You're very good singers. I have learned that so far today. So. We got goats up on the rooftop. We got whitefish in the bay. We got spotted cows to fill our cup at the end of every day. A white gull roosts at the end of Main Street, just a block from summertime. Autumn days that flow like water, winter nights that glow like wine. We got singing by the fireside, we got dancing in the barn. Sometimes the northern lights go rolling like a sky-high ball of yarn. Some folks pray for rain on Monday, some just take it as it comes, straight from the mighty hand of God to the top of his thumb. I say keep the door wide open, I say welcome, come inside. I don't wanna be unfriendly, I'm not trying to be unkind, but I say some things still are sacred. Please don't try to chain me, and I'll break my bread at hometown tables in the company of friends. My grandma rests up on the hillside, I'll be with her by and by. But for right now she's just dreaming, and I think she's wondering why we'd give up all this gold for just some flashing in the pan. Why we'd trade this milk and honey for a supper from a can. I say keep the door wide open, I say welcome, come inside. I don't wanna be unfriendly, I'm not trying to be unkind, but I say some things still are sacred. Please don't try to chain me in. I'll break my bread at hometown tables in the company of friends. I know we are not the center. I know this is not the end. I know winds are always changing. I know strong trees have some bend. Well, there are wars across the ocean. There is terror in the sky. Folks are building up their fences, and there are bigger fish to fry. But this is the home I've searched for. I will not be misled. Sometimes the place that matters most is where we choose to break our bread or cast our vote. So I say keep the door wide open. I say welcome, come inside. I don't want to be unfriendly. I'm not trying to be unkind, but I say some things still are sacred. If you try to chain me in, I'll break my bread at hometown tables in the company of friends. I'll break my bread at hometown tables in the company of friends. Thank you. Well, Heidi Ling, you may know her as the winner of the car parade, who asked me to do this sing these songs right now, is suggested that I do a song from the musical I wrote called The Fisherman's Daughters, which was at Northern Sky Theater earlier this summer. And as I was thinking about that, I thought, like, in what ways does that show and sort of the mission of the League of Women Voters overlap? And I think there's sort of a lot of ways, actually. The show, anyone see it? A few? Okay, great. So the show is about, if you didn't see it, or if you didn't understand the plot when you did see it, the show is about these two sisters who live in the land in the area that eventually became Peninsula State Park in Fish Creek. It takes place in 1908. So they couldn't vote yet, right? And their government, the state of Wisconsin, decided to put State Park right where their house was. And it's a true story. I mean, it's inspired by factual events. And these women fought, in real life, the women that I was inspired by to write the show fought vociferously, like in courts and in a lot of different ways against the government taking their land away. And as a current daily user of Peninsula State Park, I'm very glad that they didn't win. I'm really glad that that it worked out how it did. But what I think is great is that these and apropos today maybe is that these women realized what they valued, and it was hard won, right? Like they had homesteaded this place and had worked really hard to live there, and it was not an easy life, and they decided that they loved this place that they lived, more than anything, and they wanted to work to make it what they wanted it to be. So that's the way that I kind of think that the show means something for today. So this is a song happens beginning of the show. These two sisters, one of them is singing to the other in absentia, and it's called The Fisherman's Daughters. I am the fisherman's daughter. I know waves and wind. I know salt and barrels and tin. I know the ways of the water. I know blades and twine. I I always was his rock of Gibraltar, and he was mine. I know the fisherman's story, a boat across the sea. Cut a clearing, built a cabin, planted an apple tree. He learned to fish from Doc and from Dory. Took a wife at 33. She died at 40, left him 2 daughters, Nora and me. Nora, always the smart one, took a job in Chicago. I stuck around. Now it's been 2 years that Papa's been gone. She went back to the city the very same day that we laid him in the ground. When we were the fisherman's daughters, we knew how the days would end. Light a candle in the window and guide him back home again. We knew how to pray he'd be safe on the water. We knew how to pace the floor. But now, Nora, I don't know if I should leave a light in the window for you anymore. Thank you. Well, this is a song that I believe was used as a, you may know, that some of you probably know more about the history of this song than I know. But it's a women's suffrage song, and I learned it at a Northern Sky Theater show when I was 8 or so, and I love it. And so thank you for having me be part of this event today. I had so many nice feelings driving in my van with all the honking and all the, you know, it's really great. I could see people, I felt like I could see people, you know, spectators who didn't know what was going on, trying to identify what, you know, what party are, you know, what are we? And I felt like this is so, it made me feel so great to feel like none, you know, and in fact, a cause much bigger than that. So, so thanks for having me be part of this. As we come marching, marching, we bring them brighter days. The rising of the women means the rising of the race. Our lives shall not be sweated from birth until life closes, but a sharing of life's glories, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we come marching, marching, we battle too for men, for they are women's children, and we mother them again. No more the drudge and idler, 10 that toil while one reposes. Hearts can starve as well as bodies. Give us bread, but give us roses. For the people hear us singing bread and roses, bread and roses. Thanks.
Thank you.